It's a lot more difficult than you thought.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the NBA show, Friday, February 10th. And new producer stepping in today. So now we're gonna do a little bit of a trade deadline recap. I got some winners, we got some losers. We have a nice, juicy buyout market as well. And yeah, how you doing, Cyril?
I'm doing fine. How juicy is that buyout market?
I think it's pretty juicy.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised by the amount of people who are on the buyout. Sorry that I'm not looking on the screen. I'm really quickly making the thumbnail for this. But I will also say that I'm one-handed. Either way, I think there's some shocking stuff. Like James Wiseman turned into Gary Payton II.
Yeah, I wasn't. It took like what, an hour? I was eating pizza during a lot of these, like the last hour. I don't even know. I went and grabbed some lunch, and I saw all these rapid fire trades, and I saw that James Wiseman to the Pistons, and it was initially for Sadiq Bey, and I'm getting all excited.
Yeah, I do remember that. And continue.
Sadiq's going to Atlanta, and Golden State got draft picks.
Yeah, there was a few trades where, like, I don't get this. I was like, it's not like that they're, like, running out of characters. They just put out, like, a one-sentence tweet, and then they wait 2 minutes, put out another sentence. And I was like, you could have released all this information in one fat tweet, right?
Yeah, maybe they're trying to beat each other.
Yeah, just do it line by line.
I saw Woj won this year, but I think it's not as much speed as much. Well, like, I'd rather break the Kevin Durant trade than, the Mike Muscala trade.
Yeah, I mean, Crispy Haynes was in there a little bit.
Okay. So I have a Yahoo thing here.
Go.
All right. I'm going to present this screen. All right, we already did KD. I don't know if you have any new thoughts. Assuming no. No
we
new
know
thoughts.
We
Russ, Kyrie.
Right here. Can you zoom in a bit more where it just says Warriors effectively? Like, go to your top right corner. Are you on Google Chrome?
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, zoom in. Yeah, and now, yeah, looks better, doesn't it?
I don't know. I'm on this.
It looks beautiful. Right. Scroll down a bit more, so you get like there you go. Perfect. Yeah. Now that's how I do it because that doesn't it look good? Yeah, it does look way better. It looks like you have it cropped up and everything. Just a little tidbit I can show you. Okay, so like you said, I saw this trade and I was just let me take a sip of the coffee. I saw this trade and I was like, okay, Sadiq Bey for James Wiseman. I wasn't terribly mad, but I wasn't like, ooh. But then I saw Sadiq Bey to the Hawks, and I saw Wiseman to the Pistons, and a few minutes passed by, and no news came out, and then eventually came out that they got 5 second-round picks. At face value, the fact that they couldn't get a first-round pick for James Wiseman says something.
He sucks.
But the other thing is the Pistons came out and said that they think James Wiseman has more potential than Sadiq Bey at this point.
Yeah. It's kind of like it's almost like a Marvin Bagley situation where it's like they're kind of redrafting their player for a more high upside. I think the second round picks this year were kind of like the lottery protected. So 5 is an absurd amount. I view that kind of as like a first round pick. So I guess Gary Payton, Gary Payton is exactly what the Golden State Warriors need. He's exactly what they need.
I don't get why Portland traded. Why did Portland trade him?
Well, the joke is they call him GP 2 weeks. So,
what do you mean that he kept getting hurt?
Well, he was hurt like the whole year, and they paid him a fat bag. And he said that he was like, "Yeah, I came to Portland because they paid me the most." And he was injured the entire season except for recently. And 2 weeks.
Yeah, I was aware of that, but I thought he was playing well. Like, not insane, but like he was being Gary Payton. Like
maybe because I don't think so, but maybe because Golden State's on a bigger scale and it's a lot better of a team, so it just looks kind of better. Not
yeah,
really
like
sure.
Gary Payton the second right now in 17 minutes a night. Yeah, he's averaging 4 points compared to 7 points last year, but he's shooting 58.5% from the field, 53% from three rebounds, 1.5 assists, 1 steal a game. Like it's not like he's terrible, you know.
Yeah, okay, I guess terrible, but it's not ideal.
No, I get what you're saying. It's
What do you
also
give?
what I give as a grade.
Yeah,
I give my initial grade right here. Ooh, I think I give, dude. I think it's 2 C pluses, and then I give a B to Atlanta. I think Atlanta won this trade. Atlanta walked away with Sadiq Bey for basically nothing. They didn't give up shit. Okay, Detroit, you just gave up Sadiq Bey because it's either Sadiq Bey doesn't have as high as a ceiling as we thought, or you guys suck at developing. James Wiseman, the Golden State Warriors could not develop you, or you just couldn't stay healthy, you know? And in terms of the fact that the Golden State Warriors couldn't develop you, it says more about James Wiseman than it does about the Warriors, because the Warriors are a good organization that develops players. So for me, yeah, I give C plus to both, like C or C plus to both the Pistons and Warriors, and a B to the Hawks. The Hawks won this trade. They walked away with C Bay.
Oh wow.
You?
I'm gonna go. Well, yeah, I'm gonna go Atlanta A plus. I think that was perfect.
Because Atlanta gave up nothing basically.
Yeah, second round picks. I'll give Detroit a.
Like Detroit got the better. I think Detroit got a C plus and a C to the Warriors. I think the Warriors are the losers.
I'm gonna give the Pistons an A minus. Because what if James Wiseman is this superstar stud? They do have Beef Stew. They do have Jalen Duren, but they also want Vic. Sadiq Bey just wasn't working out he wasn't. I think he already reached a ceiling in Detroit, so maybe a B is more fair. Portland, I'll give a nice fat F, and Golden State, I'll do a B.
You know, I did find it interesting how it all played out, but let's move on to the next one. I thought that was the weird, not the weirdest trade, but it was one of those trades where you're just like, damn. That just
It is fascinating. Anytime the Rockets are in a trade, it catches my fancy. John Wall will be bought out immediately.
Where do you think he goes? Real quick, let's go.
I'm gonna go Miami.
I'm going Miami too. I mean, or you know, the only other place besides Miami, you know where he goes? Back to Washington.
Okay. You know, he could really build up some value there.
Well, he said it repeatedly that he has not ruled out a return to Washington, and that he wants to go to Washington, that Washington is still his city.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he's like a
better opportunity there than Miami too.
I mean, depends. Like, let's not deny the fact that I feel like Miami gives you a better chance of winning, and like the idea, like Gabe Vincent, Kyle Lowry, and a John Wall rotation would be better than, yeah.
No, I agree. But
do you give him anything like more than the minimum?
Oh, I don't think you need to. I don't think you need to do that. I'm not a big
That's
finance genius, but yeah, I would imagine no. For the Clippers, I think getting Eric Gordon helps them a lot. I send you guys texts because they've traded for Bones Highland first.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so weird because it was like, wow, okay, now they have all these guards, and then they end up trading away Reggie. They acquire Eric Gordon. I think the Clippers did a really good job this trade deadline, and then Grizzlies got Luke Kennard. I think that certainly helps them. I think it also kind of shows Danny Green I don't know if he stays on Houston, but I'm imagining Memphis, it probably didn't work out. They probably weren't too excited about like long term for the rest of the year what Danny Green can provide them.
I find it definitely interesting with the fact that okay, so I loved what the Clippers did. You know who they got? He got the favorite player of the show. They got the fan favorite, my
Dude,
girlfriend's
they got
favorite.
him. How'd they get him?
My girlfriend's favorite player for Reggie Jackson, and that was my boy. Also, I think my boy Mason Plumlee. But like the thing is they turned Luke Kennard. Also, it's crazy. Like Danny Green, I didn't know he got traded until now. I hadn't saw that he was thrown in that deal.
Oh, wow. He's a rocket.
Yeah, I mean, Grizzlies get Luke Kennard, just a shooter right there. But for me, right here, this deal, I thought the addition of Bones Highland and Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon goes back to the team where it all started. He goes home. He goes back to his drafted team. I think that was cool. I really like Bones Highland. I love how everyone was tweeting like they're like Lou Williams, Jamal Crawford, Bones Highland as part of that. I think those two trades at face value are really, really good because it's two microwave scorers, which at the guard positions, which is something that they needed because they really were they were one of the few teams that you might argue that had way too many wings.
Yeah.
My biggest problem, my biggest gripe with this team is they still don't have a true point guard. They didn't really address it besides like Bones Highland's more of a combo guard. Same thing with Eric Gordon. They both can handle the ball and pass, but you're not going to necessarily say you want them to facilitate your offense.
Yeah.
Though I think their best move was the Mason Plumlee move. Everyone's going to say it's either Eric Gordon or Bones Highland because Bones Highland long-term and Eric Gordon's just a commodity. But Mason Plumlee, guy having a career year. Nothing against Zubats. It's just Zubats, they needed another big there. And I think having Plumlee and Zubats now, it's going to help that team.
They're loaded. I agree with you. I agree. They needed a point guard. I mean, I still don't know. I'm not quite sure. The thing with Reggie this year, too, and acquiring Bones is not only long-term, but Reggie isn't Reggie like he was last year.
Mm.
So, what's up, Art? I think that Luke Kennard was a little bit confusing to me, but for Memphis, it was perfect because imagine Dillon Brooks gets injured at any point. Now what? I mean, how comfortable do they feel about their depth? Imagine it's the first round of the playoffs, and I got to run in there. Basically, like, they have some nice possible pieces, but I think it was in their best interest to go.
So what's your grade?
I would say in this specific trade,
yeah,
I think Memphis. I mean, it's Memphis kind of fleeced them. It's kind of hard to like do these.
What were the picks? I didn't know. What was the picks that were given up by the Clippers for?
I know the Rockets got a couple seconds, but I don't know if that was this trade or the other trade.
I don't think there was any firsts in this trade, right?
No. I don't even know if a first got traded yesterday. But in this specific one for the Clippers,
are we just doing this trade? Just this trade, which would be this is the Eric Gordon trade, right?
Yeah.
So just the Eric Gordon trade we're grading, or are we grading all the Clippers trades?
Do whatever you want. I think in general, I'd give this trade and the Clippers a B.
I'd honestly give them a B plus. I'm giving the Clippers a B plus, and that's because I can't give them an A because they didn't really address the point guard position. Like they did, but like they didn't get a pure point guard. Like I give them a B plus because they got Mason Plumlee. They got 3 guys. Yeah, I give them a B plus right here. I agree. I just can't give them an A because I still think they don't have a facilitator. But yeah, no.
And then think about changing this screen here. I'm gonna do it. What do we got next? Oh, it's whatever. All right, Lakers trade Pat Bev to Magic for Mo Bamba. Kind of weird because Thomas Bryant demanded a trade because he didn't get past the ball. No, I'm just joshing. But they got a couple of second-round picks in total, including the Thomas Bryant trade. Pat Bev to the Magic. I'm sure you're ecstatic about that.
I mean, he's getting bought out.
Yeah. I think.
But I'm ecstatic because he's going to the Timberwolves. It's already been announced that
Has it really?
it was announced during the season that if Patrick Beverley were to be traded, he would be bought out. And if he was bought out, his number one destination would be a return to Minnesota. And B, as soon as he was traded, it was reported that a reunion between Minnesota and Patrick Beverley is likely.
Gotta hate that. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Well, I guess here's the bigger move or the bigger picture of it. Clippers acquire Bones Highland, which, as Art's saying, was a genius, brilliant move.
Oh, go to Real GM /news. That's the one I use. Where that's way better if you're trying to find one that like has it better structured. And then you can just go.
Oh, dude, there's a lot of scrolling involved in these. Nuggets interested in signing Reggie Jackson. Wow. Wolves not expected to pursue Patrick Beverley.
Really?
That's some shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
They got Mike Conley, but they could definitely use Pat Bev. Every team.
Oh, pussy! I can run the sharing. I didn't realize
that'd be huge. Yeah, this is annoying, dude. I don't know how you focus and.
We've been doing it for months. Shoot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. Let's talk about this. Gary Payton II did not want to be in Portland.
They got paid. Why else would he be there? He wants to go win another ring. It's not happening in Portland this year. Sorry,
well, I think this is a good little thing to talk about, a good little talking point, right?
I mean, I don't.
Should I read
Sure, what does it say?
Okay, so it's
a ring and.
I mean, that's probably true. Okay, so Gary Payton II did not want to stay with the Portland Trailblazers despite signing with his team and is ecstatic to return. That comes from Jason Quick of The Athletic. So let me search up Payton. Okay. So he was they basically traded Gary Payton II and Josh Hart for Cam Reddish and Kevin Knox and Matisse Thybulle. Payton was traded and he indicated that he didn't want to be in Portland. An embarrassing development. So the reason is that for all this talking, it seems like Payton, he didn't really trust the front office. And that's really what it's saying. Like that.
I don't know. I don't really. I'm siding with Blazers fans here. GP 2 weeks. It just didn't work out. I think both parties were ready to move on. I don't think it's.
No, I get you. All right, let's pivot right here and talk about this one, which is our man Darius Bazley is now a Phoenix Sun. And let me talk about this. So last night, me and Luke were hanging out, and Luke was like telling me he didn't understand this move. And I feel like a lot of people didn't understand this move. But for me, when it happened, I was like, this is genius by the Phoenix Suns. So the Oklahoma City Thunder only have one draft pick in this year's upcoming draft, which means they needed a roster space. Basically, everyone's under contract on their team going into next season, except Darius Bazley. He was going to be a restricted free agent this offseason. Darius Bazley was one of the first picks in this rebuild, you could say. He was a guy who was originally signed to the G League. Then he reneged on his decision to play on the G League and joined New Balance on a internship, and then was just right outside the lottery first round draft pick. Darius Bazley was going to go into restricted free agency with very little, indication that the Thunder were going to re-sign him. So the Thunder made the decision, we're not going to let Darius Bazley walk away for nothing. So really this was for the second round pick. Dario Saric was just matching salary. I would not be surprised if Serge gets bought out. The Suns get Darius Bazley because he's a combo forward who can average at the very least 7 points, 5 rebounds, a block and a steal a game, maybe like 2 or 3 assists, shoot 50% from the field and like 34% from 3. And he's a guy that if he does well, they're going to be able to give him a qualifying offer this offseason. And not only that, he'll be a restricted free agent so they can match any contract offer sheets he might receive. So this was basically helping them rebuild the depth because Darius Bazley will help alleviate the loss of Cam Johnson. Obviously, he's not the shooter Cam Johnson is, but he can play the same position. He can play power forward, small ball center, and even if they want to go big, some small forward. So it was really a move for free agency and to help, build up the depth because they'll probably re-sign him. At that point, that's why I give them a B right here for the Suns. Thoughts?
Yeah, I think it was all purely financial. Bazley is kind of interesting. I don't know if he's actually going to really play for Phoenix. Hopefully he plays a little bit. He's not the most efficient player. So there's a reason also why the Thunder don't want him back and to pay his next contract, and it's probably because the way he's playing. But neither here nor there. Darius Saric, it's kind of tough to see him go because I know he's on an expiring contract, but I would have kept him. So I definitely would have kept him. No, I need a second-round pick.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Up a second-round pick. Why do I need? I guess Darius could be this. He almost had like a 15-point per game year, so I guess it is fine. I think it's fine. I don't even know how to grade it for both sides. I think it was just a financial move for both teams. And
so we have some breaking news.
A trade?
No, yeah. The Lakers were considering waiving Russell Westbrook if they were unable to trade him at the deadline.
Yeah.
Did you know this?
Best intro. I saw this yesterday. I don't quite get the toxic part. I mean,
you want me to read? Do you want me to read?
I mean, just skim over it.
Okay, so
for me, he came off the bench and had a comment right away. So
this comes from Sam Amek and Jovan Buha of The Athletic. The situation between Russell Westbrook and the Lakers had become toxic in recent weeks. There was a strong sense from the coaching staff that the Lakers might have to resort to waiving Westbrook if he was not traded at the deadline. The Lakers managed to trade Westbrook to the Jazz at the eve of the deadline in a move that improves their depth. Westbrook will be bought out, and he has mutual interest in the Clippers and the Heat. Coaches had grown frustrated with Westbrook's recent behavior, and he was upset with being openly mentioned in trade discussions. Westbrook walked off the floor of Tuesday's game in the second quarter slowly and demonstratively, which led to a confrontation with Darvin Ham at halftime.
Yeah, and then they dapped each other up. But yeah, I don't know, man. I see a lot of both sides out there like, oh, Russ, nothing but respect to Russ for being such a leader and a just veteran in this whole process. And then I'll see a report like this. So this certainly doesn't help Russell Westbrook's next team situation, but he had to go. So I don't, it can all, not everybody can play in the crib.
No, I just think, look, we saw how Westbrook turned out. Okay, he's a player who needs the ball in his hands. And, hopefully D'Angelo Russell will buy in. Like, we're seeing Schroeder, okay, who's a guy who wants the ball a lot, passing more and trying to fit in. Okay, Schroeder proved to be more of a vet than Russell Westbrook. He accepted his role and was less salty over it. And you know what? Dennis Schroeder had more reason to be salty because he lost out on a shit ton of money. And players like Austin Reeves is perfect for LeBron because he's a shooter and he knows what to fit in. And Beasley and D'Lo will definitely be more of a better fit for this team. And even players like Rui Hachimura who want a big role, and all these guys are young and hungry. And the same goes for Mo Bamba, who's been on a bad team his whole career and was thrown into the fire. We'll see how he'll respond. But the thing is, all these players that have felt slighted will realize their role to stand and shoot and fit in next to LeBron. and and that's going to allow them to do it. And the thing is Westbrook didn't buy in. You know what? He bought in for like a month and a half, but people don't realize over the last month and a half, Russell Westbrook was starting to play like his old self, and it was that like annoying old self that was pissing us off.
Just get the ego guys out of here. You're Thomas Bryant, and now you got to play behind one of the most healthy and the best center in the game of basketball, Nikola Jokic, and you want more playing time. Like you're a Thomas Bryant fan. I was a Thomas Bryant fan. I like his game, but
are you hating Thomas Bryant now?
Well, I'm just saying, dude, you're playing with LeBron freaking James and Anthony Davis. Like, play better. Thomas Bryant. I like Thomas Bryant a lot. I think it was a move that the Nuggets desperately needed to make, but he is the most soft. How tall is he? 7 feet. He's the most soft 7-foot player in the league. And Christian Wood exists. So Thomas Bryant plays like a guard. It's crazy. He literally plays like a guard at 7 feet. So yeah, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Good call, Lakers.
Yeah.
I can't believe they fleeced them. They fleeced the Russell Westbrook trade if they were going to waive him. It's unreal.
So I think a great deal was the Spurs Pelicans deal. Also the Lakers trade for Russell Westbrook. I give it the Lakers a B+ because they were able to just get rid of him. So I just want to make A's really hard. That's why I'm not giving out A's. I just want A's to be like you earn them,
It was definitely an A to me. I think next year is a year for the Lakers. It's looking like a really hard road to climb in the West right now.
Yeah, no. So let's pivot right here. You know what was a great deal that no one's talking about? Devonte Graham, 4 second-rounders for Josh Richardson. And you're thinking, why 4 second-rounders for Josh Richardson, who's an expiring contract? Well, I think 3 of those second-rounders are so the Spurs would take on Devonte Graham's contract.
Yeah.
And 1 second-round pick's actually for Josh Richardson. And Devonte Graham is actually a great pickup for the Spurs because now they have a point guard under contract for 2 more seasons who could be like their vet in the room and help develop, Trey Jones and Blake Wesley and the rest of the guards. So, and Devonte Graham plays defense and shoots threes. And Josh Richardson, he's a low-key move who helps raise the ceiling for the Pelicans. And what he does is now the Pelicans have another solid defender in Josh Richardson that you have lineups where you could run Dyson Daniels, Josh Richardson, Herb Jones, Jackson Hayes, and Jonas Valanciunas or Zion if you wanted to go small. You can have ultra defensive lineups,
Yeah, Josh was a great get for him. I still think they need a point guard. I think they desperately need a point guard. But
you don't believe in CJ and Dyson?
I love CJ. I think it would be in their best interest.
And Jose?
To get a ball-dominant point guard, a guy or not ball-dominant point guard, but a heavy passer so you can get CJ more off-ball and play him on-ball.
The only point guard out there that would have been perfect for them would be a Tyus Jones, and that was just going to not be
that would have
feasible.
Been an insane pickup. But, yeah, this is good. Josh Richardson's great for him. Yeah. He is on a more unideal contract. So next year, the Pelicans too, keep improving at that depth. Pelicans are a good team. Curious to see how the year ends.
Yeah, no, I think the Pelicans are a good team, and it'll be interesting. So let's move on to the next. Alrighty. So we got right here. What? I had another trade that I thought.
Wow, they actually offered 3 picks for OG.
Yeah.
Did that just mean the Nets were offered 4 for Mikal Bridges?
Yeah.
Why would you not take that trade? Yeah, just to summarize this one, it's the Hawks get a shooter. Bruno's solid too. Bruno's more solid than people think, and the Rockets get much needed veteran presence. So, good move for both of them, Justin and Frankton. The Hawks can improve.
Yeah, no, first off, I find this deal funny because Bruno Fernando was drafted by the Hawks, but this was, if you guys don't know, was purely a cost-cutting move. They traded Justin Holiday and Frank Kaminsky to the Rockets for Garrison Matthews and Bruno Fernando just to save money.
Jeez, they are so cheap.
Yeah.
Why are both of those two guys on several year-long contracts?
Justin Holiday $6 million and Frank Kaminsky veteran minimum, but Bruno Fernando I believe is on a minimum, and then Garrison Matthews is near a minimum, and I think he has one more year on his deal.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you are right. We signed him. It's a very, very team-friendly contract, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was 4 years, $4 million. But I don't. Good for both teams. This does show me the Rockets are fully sold on Alperen Şengün as they should be.
For me, I think like this was a dude. Yeah, it's just they're so fucking cheap, and it's like almost annoying. Like you feel bad how cheap they are. You know.
I don't get why it was a money move though. Unless Justin Holiday was on a several-year contract, are they just trying to get value for both of them?
Basically,
those are two guys who can help the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks need a shooter, so that's exactly what Garrison Matthews is.
So right here we have, Garrison Matthews a 3-and-D guy. It's just like
he cannot play defense. Garrison Matthews cannot play a lick of defense.
Really?
He can't guard a cone. Yeah. So
when he was on the Wizards, he played good defense.
I think there's a strong difference between good defense and hustle defense. Gary will hustle, but he can't play defense. Lakers acquire Magic's Mo Bamba for Patrick Beverley. I like it because of the TB trade. So it does help me feel more comfortable if AD needs some rest. Jared Vanderbilt was a huge get, though. He'll play a lot of small ball 5. So I like the Lakers roster right now. I had it pulled up, and of course now I deleted out of it. But I really like the Lakers roster as it stands right now. Just don't know that they got a long way to climb, man. Rui, Lonnie, Devon Reed, Wenyen Gabriel, Troy Brown, Max Christie, a lot of hustle guys.
Yeah, no, I think this. Mo Bamba is a great fit because as soon as they trade Thomas Bryant, we're all like, I guess they don't want like a center, and then they did this moves.
Well, the Jared Vanderbilt was a nice play, and Wenyen can play it as well. Mm-hmm. So Mo's he's not somebody I desperately needed, but yeah, I agree with you. I wanted that. I want that extra insurance. And at the time of that trade, we didn't know that Thomas was demanding a trade. So I was very confused.
Yeah, when Thomas got traded, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, are they really believing in Wenyen Gabriel and Jared Vanderbilt as their backup centers? And then the Mo Bamba trade. Dude, that video of that picture of Mo Bamba in the U-Haul rental van.
It's like a bad bitch in it. Why are they're like all the
Yeah, I don't know why they're crouching. Yeah, like why? And it's like his dad crouching with him too.
Yeah, it's a bad bitch pick.
Yeah, I don't
know. He's excited to get out of there.
Yeah, I mean, I personally think Mo Bamba liked it in Orlando. No, like in the sense that I think the only thing he didn't like in Orlando was they kind of moved on from him. But before, his first 4 seasons, I think he enjoyed his time in Orlando. You know, he was beloved.
I think if he enjoyed his time in Orlando, he wouldn't have taken that picture. Look so giddy. I think he can't.
I think he's giddy because of what we did. I think. What I will say is shitty, and I don't know if it's really Orlando's fault. I don't think they expected Bol and all these players to pass.
Bol's not even playing now.
I know, but to start the season, training camp,
he was.
I don't think the Magic expected all these players to be playing better than Mo Bamba after they signed him. And I feel like Mo Bamba felt jaded that, like, why'd you guys re-sign me if you're not going to, play me as much?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, Mo Bamba can hopefully he plays for Los Angeles. He can certainly be valuable. His ability to shoot threes for being such a tall dude it's very underrated. The Lakers really are gonna like that.
I agree. So right here, okay. We graded the Clippers trades, right?
Yeah. Yesterday was a lot of money moves, and
here's a good one.
Matisse was huge. Yeah.
This is the Jalen McDaniels to the Sixers, which was wild. I didn't expect that. And we had you know what? I think the Blazers, Matisse is a B, Sixers B plus for Jalen McDaniels. And what did the Hornets get? Didn't the Hornets walk away? I think they just got picks. That's all they got, right? Just pick. Oh, Svi Mykhailiuk went, I believe,
right.
to the Hornets.
He was in the other trade.
But he was rerouted from the Knicks, from the Hornets. I mean, from the Knicks to the Blazers to the Hornets. So basically, Svi Mykhailiuk and some picks for Matisse Thybulle to the Blazers, and then Jalen McDaniels to the Sixers. Jalen McDaniels is perfect for the Sixers. They needed some size, and I think, can we be honest? I think Jalen McDaniels is the PJ Tucker replacement.
Yeah, he probably will be. I think this was a beautifully done trade. I like it for both teams, 100%. Philly needs a little bit more firepower because you're a contender. Why not get some more firepower? Matisse is nice on defense.
Gary Payton the second replacement?
Yeah.
He's their Gary Payton, Josh Hart defense guy.
Yeah, and Jalen McDaniels, I guess Charlotte just didn't want to pay him his next contract because it's going to be – he's a good player. And I agree. I think eventually he'll beat out PJ.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Great defender. He can – yeah.
This might
be an underrated sleeper move here.
What is your grades?
I'll go for the Sixers. I'll go A+. And for the Blazers, I'll go – A+.
But
A+ trade.
I just have to leave in a few minutes, so we're going to just run through these real quick. The last couple. Nuggets acquired Thomas Bryant from the Lakers for Davon Reed and 3 second-rounders. I think this is first off, it's a B+ from the Nuggets because they finally get a backup center, even though, it's only going to be a rental. And I think it's actually a B move for the Lakers because they get 3 second-round picks, but Davon Reed's going to be an underrated player who I think is going to have actually a larger role than people imagine for the Lakers. He's going to play 15 minutes a night. He's the quintessential definition of a 3-and-D guy.
Yeah, another win-win.
Yeah, another win-win. That's a good one. And, I just think, both teams are going to enjoy both players. So...
Yeah. For what's available with what Denver had available to them, I think a rim protecting, aggressive, physical guy is what they would in a perfect world want. Thomas can be some of those things most of the time, and he's still a good player. But you have Nikola Jokic, so it was either your backup center was either going to be DeAndre Jordan,
Zeke Nnaji,
so huge. Thomas Bryant's a huge.
I agree.
Huge move for him.
Jordan Nowra is part of the Pacers. Serge Ibaka and George Hill, and 2 second-rounders from the Bucks, in part of the Jay Crowder trade that they rerouted. Basically, the Nets just wanted the picks, and the Pacers were we'll just take on the contracts. And I think Serge Ibaka is being bought out. I believe George Hill will be bought out too. But basically, it was Jordan Nowra. I've liked Jordan Nowra, but he's a guy that still the shot needs to figure it out, and he needs to get better at defense. But the potential is there. The reason why the Bucks traded him is that he's unplayable in the playoffs, and he kind of had fallen out of favor in the rotation.
Yeah, great move for the Pacers. Just exactly what they should be doing, and Yeah, Bucks also got Jay Crowder, so that was huge. And yeah, just like you're saying with Jordan Nwora, it just didn't quite work out. But he's got plenty of experience, and I like the gamble. It's not even that much of a gamble for Indiana.
Wait, so Disney was thinking about selling ESPN,
I didn't even know
but
Disney owned ESPN.
you didn't know that. That's why they're so oh my
Gay?
god, like yeah, that's why they became gay. Like you
What
know,
did somebody who said no homo? Oh, Cam Thomas said no homo yesterday
yeah,
post game, and
yeah. So
he's about to get
basically,
waived.
yeah, ESPN has been spending less and less money, and like they've been losing money ever since Disney took over. And supposedly, activist investors are publicly outcrying that Disney needs to sell ESPN because they're ruining it.
I agree fully with that take. I think what was the when LeBron? No, it wasn't. Who just retired? Did somebody just Tom Brady retired? On Sports Center, I believe it was, had like a WNBA move as their headliner over Tom Brady. Tom Brady was number 2, but they had their headliner was something. I don't even. It doesn't even matter what. No disrespect to the WNBA, but the best quarterback of all time just retired. So
Yeah,
that's
dude.
scary.
What's crazy is the Bucks traded 5 second-round picks to the Nets for Jay Crowder.
Yeah, it's a first round pick right there. It's a lottery protected first round pick.
I'm surprised that the Nets didn't want Jay Crowder.
The Nets. Can you agree now that we're a day after it that it was the worst downfall in NBA history?
No, I don't think it's the worst downfall of NBA history. I think the worst downfall in NBA history would be like the Los Angeles Lakers when Dwight Howard was traded there, and they had Steve Nash. But what do you grade this? I'm about to go, so
A+.
A plus. I give it a B plus. I think
B+, yeah.
But yeah, I think it was a good move. And right here, this was a funny move. This was just a B. Mike Muscala for like the Celtics. They got them
failed. Huge fails. Huge failures to me at the deadline.
You think?
Yeah. The Bucks are knocking at their door. So is Philly. What did the Celtics do? They got Mike Muscala.
All right.
Mike Muscala he's a hooper, though.
I'm going to go to work. I hope you do have a great day.
Yeah, you too.
Bon voyage, brother.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you tomorrow. I mean, I guess Monday, but cheers.
Yeah, cheers. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. Like, comment. See you.